Hey guys, what's going on? Steven, they said we'll never make it. They doubted us from the beginning, but we're here, episode 71, and we got lots to talk about. So let's go. I don't know who they are, but they said it. They said it.
I was gonna ask, who are they?
Welcome back, guys, to another episode of Geeking and Drinking. I'm Eddie.
I'm Steven.
And like I said, we have a stacked episode for you guys. We got some wrestling, we got some music, and most, not importantly, but probably one of the biggest things, last week we had some Comic-Con news, a bunch of stuff announced, so a lot of stuff to get into. But yeah, like I said, episode 71, I'm excited because, like I said, we have a lot to talk about. I mean, I want to get into it. That's how excited I am. That's why I'm stuttering over my words. I can't even talk right now. I need a beer. How about you?
Yes, let's get some beers.
So yeah, guys, just real quick, I wanted to say a quick thank you to everybody who checked out our last episode with Aaron, the beer metal dude. We got a good response to it. We got plenty of good comments, lots of likes. So keep it up, man. If you know people who are in, who you think will enjoy our podcast, share it with them, and even that too. If you don't got time to watch it on YouTube, we are available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Spotify, I don't know if you guys know out there. I mean, yeah, you got to pay for like subscription to listen to music, but I think the app is, you can listen to podcasts for free. Same thing with Apple Podcasts. You just download the app if you have you have an iPhone or iPad or whatever, and you could just download our episode, and you could listen to us on the go while you're working, while you're working out, while you're on the toilet, whatever you want to do. You want to listen to us while you're going to sleep? That's cool.
If we put you to sleep, hey, whatever.
Whatever gets those listens, baby.
Yeah. So speaking of beer, I got 2 beers for us today, but the first one we're going to try, and they're both from the same brewery here in San Antonio, Texas. One of them is Craven Cottage English Pub Ale. This one comes from Roadmap Brewing, again here in San Antonio, Texas, with a 5.4 APV. London's Otis. I don't know about that, but hey. This is one of my favorites from them. I don't know if you've ever tried it.
Wasn't this the one that Aaron mentioned last week when I talked about, like, I was asking him kind of like what kind of beers he likes, and he hated that question. But he mentioned Roadmap. I think this is one he mentioned, wasn't it? Was it?
I believe
one?
so.
Yeah. So shout out Aaron. Cheers. But let's crack these open, guys. I know a lot of you out there, who listen to our show, especially if you're here in San Antonio. We drink these beers, especially ones from San Antonio, locally here. Roadmap is located just outside downtown, or I guess in downtown, if whatever. But
I would say just outside north of downtown.
Yeah. So I mean, it's definitely a chill spot to go have a drink. They have a good selection of beers. They got some IPAs. They got a very delicious Italian Pilsner. It's really good. If you're not into the heavy stuff, the Italian Pilsner, it's very flavorful, and it's light. It's really good. But yeah, I mean, check out Roadmap, and any other San Antonio breweries we check out, or I know we buy a lot of beers, like at the store or whatever. But whenever we do feature beers that are here locally for San Antonio, I mean, I think it's worth checking out. So if you ever get a chance, you want to try something new, branch out a little bit, go to Roadmap, go to Back on Turn, Black Lab, Alamo, even,
Dos
Tianos, there is several breweries to check out here in San Antonio, so I would definitely recommend checking them out and getting yourself a good brew. Maybe you'll find something you like. But yeah, man. So real fast, well, not real fast, but we just came off of watching WWE Summer Slam 2022, and it actually, at the time of this recording, it premiered last night, so we actually caught up to it, and I gotta say, I'm satisfied with it. I thought it was a good pay-per-view, if you will, or I guess you want to call it event.
Entertaining.
Yeah, I mean,
sure.
there were some matches that I could just skip or whatever, but I mean, that's with every wrestling event.
Definitely the McAfee and Corbin match would have Really wanted to skip.
But so overall, I mean, well, not overall, but like what stuck out to you? I mean, I know there's one thing in particular, and we'll get to that. You know, the last thing we'll get to, but in like throughout the show, prior to the main event, what stuck out to you in the whole SummerSlam?
I would think the Mysterios and Judgment Day match stuck out pretty good. I thought that one was really cool. For what it was, and definitely the Miz and was
Logan Paul,
whatever.
Yeah. I always get their names confused, but I mean, you gotta tip your cats Logan Paul. I mean, he is really holding his own with his wrestling thing, and he's really putting his body on the line. Some amazing spots in that match. Got a good pop. I mean, he won and he got the cheer. He right now he's 2-0. But for me, I think one of the things that stuck out was the opener, which was Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair. Obviously you got Bianca Belair retaining her title. She is still the SmackDown Women's Champion. Or is it the Raw? It's the Raw Women's Champion.
Yeah.
And what's it call it? And then we got the return of Bayley, returning with, and she came with friends Dakota Kai and I can't pronounce her name. But I think 2 stars from NXT, and but I mean we'll see. I mean they came out. I don't know if they're gonna be like a little faction now. They kind of stood out to Bianca after she won. And Becky Lynch came to her aid and kind of like stood next to her and, kind of had her back. So that was pretty cool to see. One match that I wish we did get that we didn't get was, which was canceled, which was Riddle versus Seth freaking Rollins. And I mean, granted too, like they're not my favorite wrestlers, but I respect them enough to know that they would put on a good match. So it was kind of disappointing not to see them in an actual match, but it was actually kind of pretty cool to see them. I guess kind of exchange blows for a little while. But
even though Riddle wasn't medically cleared, but he's got like a neck injury, spinal injury.
That's what they said. Yeah, like a spinal or neck thing, which I don't know. I mean, maybe he is injured, or maybe not. I don't know. I can never tell with these WWE things. But one match that I was extremely disappointed with was the. Well, I wouldn't say I was disappointed with the match. I just because Liv Morgan has been one of my favorite wrestlers, in WWE right now, and like I think she's really come a long way, matured as a wrestler, and she last Money in the Bank, she won Money in the Bank. She cashed in. She, became a SmackDown Women's champion. Finally, long awaited, and well deserving, I might add. And so it was glad to see her finally get her time in the spotlight. So obviously, Ronda wants her rematch, so they booked it for SummerSlam, and I mean it is what it is. I mean you got Liv Morgan going up against Ronda Rousey. Come on. I mean what are we talking about here? I mean Ronda Rousey would absolutely destroy Liv Morgan. That's the truth. That's God honest truth. But it's just like I would like to. I didn't want to see her lose.
Yeah, for sure.
Which she didn't. But the way that she won was just like she, in my mind, in my eyes, my perspective, she was really like made to look weak. And and granted, I know what I just said that Ronda would destroy Liv, but like they really like just kind of.
But I mean, Liv's definitely got some some moves. She's definitely a really good, like you said, really good wrestler. I've always been a fan of hers and Alexa Bliss, but I really feel that WWE is they're just not utilizing them the way they should be.
Yeah.
And props to her that I was so glad that she won the Money in the Bank, in the last pay-per-view, and then a couple hours later, cashed in to win the SmackDown Women's Championship, which everyone was super excited for.
Yeah.
I kind of was like, hey, that's pretty cool,
Yeah, I was really happy.
Even though people might say things, but hey, she's not the first one to, cash in on a in a timely basis where a wrestler was just got done with the match. That's what the point of the Money in the Bank is.
I mean, most famously, I think it's probably Seth Rollins cashing in at WrestleMania. I think cashing in on Brock Lesnar, I believe, and he won his championship. I mean, I think it's probably
I think the most famous one, and what do they call him, the opportunist,
ultimate opportunist.
The ultimate opportunist is Edge when he cashed in on John Cena.
Yeah. That's another one too. Yeah.
And so like, I was really excited, for her, and I was happy. I was like, finally, she's, got her title. But the thing is that WWE is always just underused her, dude. Like, they gave her all these opportunities, and then only for her to write her off as, oh, well, you're going to lose this match and this and that. And it's like heartbreaking, dude. And then, then you get like people who are just like, in and out, like Becky Lynch, Ronda Rousey. And then they just hand them the title, like why? Just because their names are big? Like, give these other wrestlers this opportunity, I was so happy when Bianca Belair won, and then she lost it, to Becky Lynch because she came back, and it's like that was dumb.
Exactly a year ago.
And it was, and that match was like a 27-second match or something like that.
26-second match.
And I was just like, that's bullshit. It's total bullshit. I'm like, man, that fuck that. And I used to like Becky Lynch, but then they did that, and I was like, nah, dude, that's dumb. That's fucked up. And
granted, like, when it happened, I hated it, and I still hate it. But then again, it happened, and we kind of went down the path to where we got them, at WrestleMania, and that's
but I mean, it took her another long time for her
8 months
for her to regain that.
Yeah,
and when she lost, it was kind of like WWE put Bianca Belair off to the side for a while. Like they were, just putting her in like these random matches, not like title opportunity matches, something where if she wins she gets a title opportunity. It was just like random matches, and like filler matches too, and it was just like, man, like she worked her ass off to get where she's at, and then you give her the opportunity, and then you take it away, and then you push her off to the side. I feel like it's the same thing they were doing with Liv Morgan, and the same thing they did to Alexis Bliss when she was doing that whole creepy thing with
with Bray Wyatt over
with the Fiend and stuff.
Yeah. But so that meant, I mean, again, like, I'm glad that she won. I just would have liked to seen a better match, and just the simple fact that like it was a referee's mistake that like Ronda's shoulders were down, but you do see Liv tapping out.
The first thing he saw was shoulders down. He wasn't looking up. He was counting because he saw the shoulders. Granted that Liv Morgan did tap out right before the 3 count, but again, he wasn't looking at that.
And I also think too, maybe this was kind of a thing. I was actually watching the video before, after we finished it and you were getting everything ready. I was watching a quick video, and he kind of made the point of like, this is kind of like not that she was a babyface, but this is kind of another heel turn for Ronda. Her snapping at the referee and getting him an armbar and stuff. So I guess it is what it is. But as bad as as much as I didn't, I wouldn't say bad. As much as I didn't like that match, the next match, the main event, Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns for the Unified Championship.
Hold on, I still got some things. Ronda Rousey has had an amazing career from UFC, and then also joining the WWE. But she never put in the work as like a lot of these other, female wrestlers did. She just came into it. Yeah. And, just like some other like wrestlers that were like, they were already known for something else, and they come into it, and then you just get handed a title. Like, no, fuck that. I think they need to work, just like the way everybody else does too. And
I think like her first match, or not like her first big match was, I think it was her teaming up. It was at a WrestleMania. It was her teaming up with Kurt Angle to take on Stephanie and Triple H. Which was like her first like big match. And then she, not that she wrestled all year long, but she was there, kind of building herself a little bit again, and then like I get to like to what you were saying, and then the next following WrestleMania a year later, she main events WrestleMania, with Charlotte and Becky Lynch.
For a lot of wrestlers, like that was hard work for them to get.
But actually, too, like you just said, like prior to that main event WrestleMania, she won the championship. Like she went in as a champion to WrestleMania. That's when that Becky two belts, But again, like she won the championship. Not even there a year, won the championship. A year later, gets the main event WrestleMania. Like, and then you get like wrestlers like Sasha Banks on their card that was like she was an undercard or whatever, and like it's just I don't know. I know what you mean, So it's just like like the fact that she's Ronda Rousey, she's the baddest woman on the planet, whatever, and she
SUX.
And to be honest with you, like she's gotten a lot better as far as wrestling, but same thing with like wrestlers like Roman Reigns and even sometimes Brock Lesnar. They always go back to the same moves over and over. The armbar, her doing her little punching thing and kneeing, whatever. Like I get she's MMA background, but it's just like you want to, I like to see these wrestlers kind of, I don't want to see them jumping off the rope. I mean, obviously they're not going to do that. They can put their bodies online, but again, like I want to see them do a little more, and we'll get to it, when we do eventually get to the main event.
That's like what Liv Morgan does. She, a lot of her wrestling style is off the ropes. She does a lot of moves off the ropes, and and has a lot of other good moves, in the ring too. Mm-hmm. I don't think she has a good submission move. I don't believe I've never really seen her do
Liv Morgan. Yeah, not really. I haven't seen her
too much. So I think that's another thing. They need to work with her on is like she has to have a good submission move, a way to counter submissions, because the way that like you said, Ronda Rousey was always just going for the armbar, and like a few times she got out of it,
mm-hmm.
which was like, oh shit, yeah, like because she was in the middle of the ring and she fucking got out of it, but that was just the thing. It's like, from the very beginning, she was already getting hurt. And I was saying, oh, dude, don't let this be like one.
Yeah, exactly. Like did the armbar once, and she's like already holding the arm. Which, okay, granted, I'm pretty sure that thing hurts. I don't want to find out, but it's just like you do that so early in the match, and then the whole match, she's like, oh, like my arm, like she's really hurt, whatever, and just like, well, come on, like really, and then she does it again, and eventually leads her tapping out, but the ref doesn't see it. So it's just like. Okay, I guess. But
I would have liked it to see the other way, that with the way that Liv Morgan won, it would have turned Liv Morgan heel. Mm-hmm. Because I feel like you becoming heel, you get a more of like opportunity to stay champion at as long as you can stay.
Yeah.
And nowadays watching the hero fall is like. Something that, people want to see, because it's like, not everyone can always be Superman, and stuff like that. And
this whole she's a crowd. She's a fan favorite. She's a babyface right now, and people love it. But it's not get you very far,
Yeah, and that's the thing though too. Even fans like heels nowadays too.
Yeah. A great example is Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Seth freaking Rollins. Some people still like him. I don't know why. But yeah.
When Edge turned heel, Jesus, he like skyrocketed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So yeah, it will be interesting to see her turn heel, and
because Ronda Rousey being heel, I just don't see it. She's just not. I've always said it. For me, she's just not a good fit for the WWE. Like, she's just not a good wrestler. I get, the reason why they probably brought her in is because of, her background, and this would have boosted ratings and stuff like that, but,
And then maybe it did at the time when she first came in, but at this point, it's just like, it's just like, she's still here? I thought
she's still around.
Yeah, like, it's just like, okay, I guess, whatever. But yeah, so, but... Like I said, as much as I didn't like that match, the next match we did get, which is, the main event, which was Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, a last man standing match for the, unified championship titles. And, dude, I had to say, I think this is probably one of the best main events we've had in a while. I talked about earlier how those two guys mainly are like some of the two that usually, do the same thing over and over and over. And yeah, they did here and there, but the last man standing match, they really, really like, they really took advantage of that, like using tables, like even
fucking
like
tractor,
fucking fucking front loader tractor, it insane. It was insane, and like I got spoiled about the tractor thing, like because
yeah,
TikTok
too,
whatever. So
bit.
like I knew he came in with a tractor, but I didn't know like. I didn't know the context, and I just knew he came in with the tractor, and the ring was destroyed. But seeing it actually happen in context throughout the match, I was like, even like we were watching, I was like, holy crap, like holy shit, like,
So
like
even before the we were watching the match, and even before everything was happening, or I guess during or whatever, I thought I got a real big spoiler of it. Because again, fucking social media, dude. And one of the wrestling sites wrestling pages that I follow showed Austin Theory the new unified champion. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, they really did that? And then I was like, wait, no. I was like, no, it's like I looked at my watch. I was like, no, SummerSlam probably just started. Like, there's no way.
That was yesterday.
Yeah, okay, and I was just like. Sure enough, I was like looking. I was like, okay, yeah, WrestleMania. Like they didn't even start the first match, and they were already putting that. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, there's no way.
You know what I would do? I would unfollow that wrestling page immediately. I'm like, hell no, you don't do that.
But I didn't really read the comments. I just saw it, the picture, and I was just like, what the fuck? And then finally, when I read the comments, like, what if Austin Theory were to become the youngest unified champion?
People would have hated
history.
He would have got booed out the building
again. I would have liked it. Because finally it would have been the end of Reigns, and then maybe finally let Brock Lesnar rest for a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
As much as I've always liked Brock, not in UFC but more in wrestling. At this point he's just kind of like, I feel like he's burning out, dude. He's just
I mean, like we got the match with him and Roman at WrestleMania this past year. And I thought that match was boring. I thought it was whatever. That's when they unified the titles, and then he was gone for a little while, and he just kind of returned out of nowhere and like started up his feud with Roman again. And then they had and then they booked this last man standing match, and I was like really, we're doing this again? But again, like,
well, too, not only that, but when we finally got the match in WrestleMania, look how long that took, because didn't he like get hurt or something? Well,
yeah, he was gone for a while, because that's when Roman was going through his, blood, head of the table thing, knocking everybody out, throughout the year, just kind of going through wrestlers, and beating everybody, and like one person he has,
because the last person that he beat that people thought was gonna be the thing, but it was just more of a big old gimmick, was John Cena.
Yeah,
and then that's when he came back, and then we were like, oh, all right, we're gonna get a main event. Never happened. Like almost like a year, maybe even a little longer than that. And then finally WrestleMania last year comes, and we get that match.
When you get into it, it goes to show what these wrestlers kind of, how people react to them as being a heel and a babyface. Like, people hated Roman as a babyface. Like, when people they're trying to push him as a babyface, as a good guy, he got booed. People hated him. It wasn't until like they started this head of the table thing, like he started getting more traction and people like it. And even
that's what I'm saying. Like, being the heel is like, I feel like you get more attention from it, because not only do you get the boos, but you also get the cheers, because people are just like, yeah, you can't defeat him.
Yeah. Or even with like Brock Lesnar, I mean, he's always been kind of a heel. And yeah, it kind of got stale after a while. But then, with this new run, like, he's a babyface and he's awesome. He's fucking cool. He's the baddest. He comes in, people cheer him on. And like, his whole cowboy persona thing, like, it's pretty awesome. But yeah, man. I mean, I thought the main event was fantastic. I loved it. I thought it was, I know I got spoiled with the tractor thing, but I didn't know who won. I mean, I kind of figured that Roman would win. I just didn't know how it's gonna happen. The way it did happen, like where they buried Lesnar under all the debris and they stood.
See, I thought that was that was actually pretty cool. Like, I think that's a decent way to end a last man standing match. Like,
and especially because how many times,
dude?
Not only how many times that Roman got up after Lesnar kept putting him down, but how many times Lesnar kept getting up. And even then
he got up after a what was it, spear.
Yeah, spear.
2 super kicks from
the
Usos.
Yeah. Roman beating him with the damn briefcase, because Austin Theory came out trying to cash in, which I thought was like amazing. And then, he just like, he even said they didn't ring the bell, so he still has a suitcase. He still got some money in the bank. But like, Lesnar shut that shit down.
And then Reigns with both of the
one belt,
belts.
boom, another belt, boom. And then even Lesnar, F-fine Paul Heyman to the table. Like, damn, dude. So, yeah, so like the main event was wild. I think this is one of the first things that, and I know we haven't really talked about it officially on the show. This was a Triple H call because he is head of the creative now. For those who don't know, I think it happened last week. Vince McMahon, former chairman, CEO of WWE, has officially retired. And when he did step down from CEO, it was because of shady shit he was doing, which we're not gonna get into it. You could look it up on the internet, whatever. But he did step away from being CEO and chairman, but he was still head of creative, which means he was still kind of calling the shots of like, storylines and this and that, whatever. But it just came out, I think, like I said, maybe a little over a week ago, that he's officially retiring and stepping away from WWE. Granted, he still owns, he still has money invested in the company, whatever, but he is stepping away from the company, like CEO, creative, everything.
I think they were saying that this is the first pay-per-view that Vince McMahon was not involved in.
And it showed. Like, that main event, if anything, showed.
I mean, it still kind of, it still kind of felt like his presence was there.
Some parts, yeah.
In some parts, but you definitely saw in the main event that it wasn't there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even say maybe in the Liv Morgan and Ronda Rousey that it showed too, because they haven't done anything like that in a long time where, a controversial call,
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, again, I was like, if this was indeed a Triple H, like, kind of like his work, with this main event, damn. I'm excited to see what is to come.
And yeah, I'll definitely say that with this main event, it definitely took me back to like, oh man, this is like some old school stuff.
Dude, the way he picked up that ring and like fucking Roman and just
dude,
fell back.
But even then too, like the hits too, like when Roman used the steel steps and fucking hit Brock Lesnar, and I mean he hit him square in the head.
Or even like because Roman threw Brock through two tables, so the tables were split, and there was a little like half a table still standing, and Lesnar threw Roman through that table, and he hit him hard. I was like, holy shit! So yeah, I mean, brutal, really good match. As much as I didn't like that Liv Morgan Ronda Rousey thing and that happened, I was extremely satisfied with the main event. So, I mean, I was with the Summer Slam. I'm satisfied. It was good. I cannot wait to listen to podcasts throughout the week with them reviewing it. So.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what's gonna happen in the next pay-per-view. Was it
Clash of Champions or some shit?
Or it was something with the castle. I don't know.
Oh, a Clash at the Castle, I think. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, but I mean, I already know.
It's in the UK.
I already know how that one's gonna end. No offense to Drew McIntyre, but I'm sorry, dude, you're not gonna win that one. Yeah, I mean, if it's just gonna be a regular match, Roman Reigns has got it.
Yeah,
that's already kind of written in.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's just like I was saying though. I mean, I really do hope with this new change in the WWE that Triple H is gonna make some big changes, dude. I mean, it's like I said, even with the Usos, like right now I feel like they're the only good tag team team there is. I mean, no offense to the Street Profits, but I feel like they could just split it up at any moment.
Yeah, and it's been rumored that's gonna happen because honestly, you could see Montez Ford being a single star.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he's a really good wrestler, dude. He's so good. And
his energy
he could definitely hold his own.
Yeah.
Like, he could definitely hold his own.
He has some major energy.
I mean, and then there's not the Mysterios ain't gonna go that far. No offense to them either. I love their high flying antics and stuff like that. But
that's another thing too. Like they're teasing that Dominic's gonna do a heel turn. maybe join the Judgment Day, but also too like that
would be cool.
that he'll get into a feud with his dad. That'd be cool. See a match of them two facing together. That'd be cool, you know.
And then bringing Guerrero back into it somehow.
Yeah.
Like, you know, he was really my dad.
Yeah.
Because that whole thing that was going on.
Yeah. So, yeah, man. I mean, again, like, I am excited to see what's going to happen with WWE in general, you know.
So what exactly is Stephanie McMahon's part in the whole thing?
She is co-CEO along with this guy named, I think his name is Tony Khan. No, Tony Khan is the dude from AEW, I think. There's another guy who's kind of higher up in WWE, and him and Stephanie are co-CEOs, and she's the chairman of the WWE.
Oh, okay.
And they're both kind of CEOs. Yeah, I mean,
chairwoman and co-chief executive officer, co-CEO.
Yeah.
Of WWE. So okay, all right, yeah. It doesn't say who the other guy was.
I forgot his name. It's another guy behind the scene. I forget his name. I mean, I've honestly never really heard of him. I guess he's like a well-known guy that does behind-the-scenes stuff. But again, like I don't really, you know.
Well, let's type this in. Let's type in CEO of WWE.
Vince McMahon.
Nick Khan.
Nick Khan. Okay, I knew it was something Khan. Yeah, Nick Khan.
Okay. Nick Khan, co-CEO of WWE, is publicly traded. Blah, 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 blah.
Again, he was a guy kind of behind the scenes, and
he's probably been with the company for a long time. Maybe I'm not sure. I mean, I'm just barely getting back into wrestling. You know, I watch, you know, off and on with it. I don't keep up with that. I haven't seen Raw or SmackDown in a long time, and if I catch it, you know, I catch it, but I'm not as dedicated as I used to be when, you know, I'm like, oh, I gotta watch Raw on Mondays.
Yeah, no, I don't watch it either. I don't sit down and watch it or whatever. But, you know, we'll see what happens. Yeah. So, moving on. We have... Okay, so, you know, before we get into the MCU, I mean, the Comic-Con stuff, because I definitely have a lot to say about that, we got some new music that came out this week. A couple albums, you know, they came out, you know,
there's a few albums I'd like to talk about. Yeah,
past few weeks. So just real fast, man, because I know you don't listen to them at all. And, you know, to be honest, I kind of not stopped, but I haven't listened to them in a while. One of the people, you know, groups I like is Suicide Boys. They came out with a new album
I was just about to say
Friday. It's good. It's a good album. I mean, I listened to it. You know, it's good. It's, you know, it was fine.
You're just still upset because
I really am. I am. I'm not gonna show it now.
I'm still pissed off.
I'm still pissed off.
You know what? You need another beer.
I do need another beer. I'm still pissed off.
Once again, we are drinking Roadmap Brewing. This one is going to be #beer. It comes at 5.5 APV, and it is an American Amber. So enjoy.
Nice. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I am still a little bitter because two albums came out this past Friday. You know, one of them, you know, Suicide Boys. Another one, a band that we'll talk about in a little while. And that band is my favorite band. So I was like, I obviously listened to that album first, but then I was like,
yeah, I haven't heard the Suicide Boys one yet, but I saw that they came out with the new album.
So I listened to the Boys, and I was like, all right, I mean, it's good. It's fine, you know, like, but I'm just like, okay, I listened to it. I'm done. I'm fine.
Kind of like the way you felt with the Post Malone.
Yeah, and the thing is with the Post Malone, like, there are a couple of songs on the album that I still listen to now, but like, you know, maybe I'll go back into some of the Suicide Boys songs, but I'm just like, right now I'm just like, I'm really deep into podcasts, and then if I get tired of that, I'll listen to, like, you know, the new, you know, the other album I'm talking about.
See, it's kind of weird. Our focuses are totally different. You know, you're like so deep into like all these podcasts, and you watch all these stuff.
I hate it. Sometimes I hate it. Like, I get,
and like for me, I'm like, okay, I'm done with this show. What's another show? What's another show that I haven't seen yet?
Yeah, I don't know. Like with me, like lately, because like when I'm at work, I listen to podcasts to pass the time, you know, and like I'll be listening to them. Like honestly, like lately, like the show, the Wanger Show, Like I like those guys, they're funny, whatever. But like lately, like they just been kind of annoying me. Like this last episode, like they're just like. I don't know, just like they just kind of annoy me. I'm just like why do I listen to this stuff? Like, why do I listen to stuff that annoys me? But whatever, that's besides the fact. But yeah, Suicide Boys came out with an album. It's good.
What was the name of that album?
I don't fucking know.
Let's find out.
That's how much I really don't care. Like, and even then too, like, because okay, for those who don't know, last year in 2021 they announced a pretty epic tour, and I got tickets for it. And I got tickets.
Latest album, Sing Me a Lullaby, My Sweet Temptation.
Yeah, whatever. So like I bought tickets, whatever. I was hyped up for it. Went to Houston, had a fun time. I met up with Mike. I met up with Mike. Had a good time in Houston. The day before the show, they canceled it because of some fucking weather bullshit. I was devastated. Like I'm not gonna lie, I was devastated. I was so upset. And ever since then, I've just been kind of like sour about it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not trying to hide it. I'm sour. But again, like I do like their music, whatever. And they're actually going on a like another that tour that I did. They're doing another one this year, and they're actually coming to San Antonio. I'm not gonna fucking go. Like
I'll go.
Nah.
I'll go for you.
Nah.
And then if you haven't. Heard either. Beyonce came out with the new album.
Yeah.
Renaissance.
Yeah, she just dropped an album on Friday too. But yeah, like I said, again, I'm still bitter. I don't care, whatever. But also too.
So for me, one album that we kind of talked about before, and we were both kind of like on it. I went back to listen to it. And there were actually other than their two main songs that they had came out with before the album came out. I discovered that there's actually a couple other songs on here that I really do like. The album's still kind of meh, but it's definitely something that I was able to excuse me, go back to and listen. So Destroy, Rebuild, and Until God Shows new album. Drugs. Oh my god!
Yeah, so I listened to it when it first came out. I haven't gone back to listen to it again. I think the first song they released and it's pretty cool because when we saw them, I think earlier this year, they actually played that song "Destiny." It's a good song. I think it's so far. I mean, when I heard the album, when I heard the new album for the first time,
excuse me,
that was that song still was like I was like, this song is really good. But again, I haven't gone back to listen to the entire album as a whole. Maybe I should, just to give it a chance.
Yeah, I mean, a few of the songs that I when I went back to listen to it that I liked, was Gold. This other one song called Gravity, My Ever Ghost, and this one I'm not even gonna try because it's like all connected, so I can't even. I think it's super extra.
Super. It's like that super Cali-astic.
Frag. Yeah, it's kind of like it's all merged together. So yeah, but yeah, that was a pretty good song.
I honestly think that's the one song that I did like that I listened to. I'm like, this is a good song, and I remember looking at it because I'm like, what does that say? I was like, okay, whatever, it's cool. But yeah, this is the one that I want to get your take on because we haven't talked about it. I mean, and we're actually gonna see them, and at the time of this recording, in a couple days, Senses Fail, for us. It's a band that you listen to, and I listened to back in high school. They were one of my favorite bands. And ever since then, I mean, they kind of dropped off. I know you kind of fell off when they released Rancer. I fell off when they released this purple album. What's it called?
Pull the Thorns from Your Heart.
Yeah, I did not like that one.
I actually fell off with them when the Fire came out.
What? The Fire's good.
Yeah,
that's a good album.
It is a really good album, but I kind of fell off from them.
Yeah. But yeah, they finally released a new album. Hell Is in Your Head. What'd you think? What'd you think?
Well, let me tell you right now, their 2018 release, If There Is Light, It Will Find You, sucked.
Oh yeah. I see. Yeah, exactly. That's how much I didn't even listen to that full album. I'm just like, I don't like this.
And I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it either. This new album, I'm not all there for it. I'm really not dedicated to it. Um, again, if I had to choose between listening to this album and the new Drugs album, I'd listen to the new Drugs album all day.
Okay.
Like there was definitely really not that many. There was really nothing that stood out to me in it, and you know, I listened to some of the lyrics and some of the stuff, and
lyrics. Oh, the lyrics.
Some of the stuff reminded me of like some of their old stuff, especially like "Life Is a Waiting Room," which is like one of my favorite albums.
Yeah.
You know, kind of reminded me of that, but it was just like, you know, that's already been done, dude. Like, you know, you've already went there, you know.
Yeah.
And
kind of like you sound like the first song, like Fireworks at Dawn, and this one kind of like starts off with a little like I see what you mean.
And you know, I don't know, it just did not really grasp my attention very well. I listened to it twice. The first time I just kind of like, you know, just had it in my headphones and just like whatever. And the second time I really tried listening to it, and it just kind of like, I just kind of like got lost. Like I just like was like, it was just like there. And then there's that one song that you showed me the lyric for, and every time that fucking song comes on, I'm just like, ugh.
The thing is, I like that song. I like the way it sounds. I forget what it's called. I think it's called "Death by Water," or I honestly I forgot what you know. I forgot which one it is, but you know the lyrics. But yeah, so the sound is there for me, you know, and like, but it's just the lyrics, dude. The lyrics are just like what? He talks about like the ice caps are melting, the polar bears are dying. I'm just like, what? Like,
Definitely not this song.
Yeah, I don't know which one it is.
I'll figure it out.
But it's just like I don't know, like those lyrics really threw me off. And thing is, like, I've always liked his lyrics because, for lack of a better word, or whatever, you know, for lack of a better phrase, I guess you could say, I don't know, but like his earlier stuff, like he was dealing with shit, you know, like he's going through some stuff, whatever, you know, maybe wasn't sober, whatever, what have you, you know, and his lyrics were really good. And like me and an old friend used to joke that like that you know, those lyrics are really good. It was
here it is. It's Miles to Go.
Miles to Go, yeah.
So let me read the lyrics to you. Let's see. So the lyrics start with okay, right here. The ice caps are melting and the bees are disappearing. The polar bears are dying. Sometimes I wonder why we're even trying. It's grazing through my mind. We're running out of time. I just want to fall in love more. I always said I'd rather be poor than unhappy, and that's still true. And I'm like, what?
How'd you go from like being from like I don't know, dude? What the fuck, like? And it breaks my heart. It really does. Like I don't enjoy shitting on this band. I really don't, because they're one of my favorite bands. We're gonna go see them, and I'm excited to see them. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I'm just excited to see him because it's pretty much just him.
Yeah, you know, but it's just like what are we doing? You know, like. And there are some lyrics in that song where like he talks about getting older, like being in his 30s or whatever. I'm like, and that, I can relate to that. You know, like, you know.
Oh yeah. It's like right at the beginning.
Yeah, he says like.
So I'll read it from the beginning. I'm gonna dig a hole to Los Angeles from New York. I will escape this coast,
East Coast.
This East Coast winter for the warmth. And those were nice ideas in the roaring 20s, meaning in his 20s.
Yeah.
But now I'm pushing daisies, suffocated by my 30s. It's only getting worse, and we're all getting older.
So like, okay, yeah, like that, like, okay, like I like that, you know, lyric or whatever, like, you know, in my warring 20s, you know, now I'm being suffocated in my 30s, you know, so okay, like I get that, like it's cool, I like it, whatever. Then he goes into like, maybe even to like there are some songs on there that like still have this, again, like they still have the sound, you know, and like there's one song where like you know, like I forget what song it is, but like you know, it's going good, whatever, and then like it kind of gets like really fast, and he's like he does his screaming again. That's what I like. He does his scream again.
See, the other thing with this song, oh my god, this song is just such a mess. I'm sorry, but you know, as much as I'm a big fan of his too, and I loved all his music in the past.
Oh, what are you gonna? I think what you're gonna read.
This song is just such a mess because then, like, again, he's talking about, you know, at the beginning, since like he's talking about, you know, when he used to party a lot and drink a lot, and during his 20s,
yeah, like being like,
and then now
hungover the next day.
Now in his 30s, you know, he's like, what he means by suffocating is like, you know, he's, you know, he's having to suffer the consequences of those years of you know that he put himself through and all that. Then you know what we talked about earlier, he goes into talking about the ice capsules and stuff like that, and the polar bears and stuff. And then out of nowhere, he's just like, the world is on fire and the president's a liar. I'm like, what?
Oh my god. So there's actually one like so like you know, it just made me kind of go back to like listen to his old stuff or whatever. I'm trying to find it right now, but so like yeah, you know, goddamn, I'm trying to find. I'm so sorry. I'm trying to buy time right now.
There I don't think it was in that last song, but there is a song too that I did like where he talks about how he's, you know, how, and it was kind of funny how he presents it, that he could have been like an astronaut or this and that or whatever, but yet he's just still writing about these same
I'm not
old songs.
sorry. I'm not fucking sorry. Yeah, I like that. That's a good song.
So I'm not sure if this is it though, but like he, you know, there is a song where he's like talking, you know, about how he still writes the same old stuff. And
so okay, so this is a lyric from "Life Is a Waiting Room." It's the last song on there. It's the blackout. It's like it's like the last part of the song. He goes, "I suffer from a drought of medicine to dull self-doubt. I just want to drown you out with southern poison. If I had a drink for every goddamn time I think about your pale skin dressed in pink, then at least I could sleep." He goes, "If I had a shot for every goddamn time I thought about your face and what I lost, at least I get some sleep." I love that. Like, that fucking lyric is like, oh, like it fucking hits, you know? And then there's another song where, what's it called? Let's see, I gotta find it. Where is it? Okay, there's this one. It's a song called War Paint, and it was on like their like
greatest hits.
Yeah, greatest hits, whatever. But like it, in it, he has like this really, really like you know, really, really good lyric. You know, he says, you know,
so actually, my favorite album, I mean, Life Is a Waiting Room was one of my favorite albums, but my like real favorite album from them was their first full length, because they had an EP before their first full length came out.
Oh yeah, Steve, goodbye, Steven.
But my, you know, Let It Enfold You is probably like my most favorite album from them.
For me, I'd have to be Life Is a Waiting Room. Yeah, that album is. I mean, and honestly too, like it was. I think it's Can't. No, what's that one that Can't Be Saved is on?
Still Searching.
Their mainstream album. I think that's their mainstream.
Yeah, that's super mainstream.
It's still a good album, but okay. So this song War Paint, it's just like a one-off song off there. He has this last lyric, you know, and it really hits home for me. He says, you know, beautiful sunset, passionate kiss. These things mean nothing when you cannot come to terms with the person who you are and who you're meant to be are separated by a sea of insecurities. I've been digging out from underneath an avalanche that's taken 20 years to see. Our reality is our own to create, and the sooner that you realize that, the sooner that you can change. Or history will hit repeat, and you will pass the poison down into your child's feet, and they will struggle to breathe, cowering in shadows that you cast they cannot see. Like, oh, dude. And especially when you hear that in the song, tears. Like, it's fucking beautiful. We're being emo right now, guys.
We're being so emo right now because, you know, We're about to go see them.
Them. And I'm reading this. I'm like, God damn, this is sad.
The Used and
Rise
Against, which I'm super excited to see Rise Against. Rise Against has always been one of my favorite bands.
Yeah.
I know people argue that, all their albums just sound the same. I'm like, so fucking what? I mean, they still fucking rock, dude. Like, they still fucking hit it hard. I mean, they're so fucking good. I'm excited to see Senses Fails, see how it is now. Because I remember we've seen, like, the original lineup, their new lineup, and then this is going to be a whole different lineup.
Yeah.
So, it's going to be interesting to see.
Yeah, and then I'm pretty sure they can play some classics,
Oh, yeah,
so,
I'm pretty sure.
So it'll be fun. I'm excited. I mean, granted, again, we're not trying to shit on the band. We love them, buddy. We love you. But it's just, come on, what are we doing?
Yeah. I mean, like I said, my favorite album is Let It Unfold You. There's so many songs on that album that I love, like Bite to Break Skin, You're Cute When You Scream,
Martini Kisses,
The Irony of Dying on Your Birthday.
Oh.
I
think even the title track, Let It Unfold You, is amazing.
Rum is for Drinking, Not Burning.
Oh, yeah. We used to play that song a lot.
This song was my ultimate favorite from the album. Angela Baker and My Obsession with Fire.
Damn, are we going to listen to this show when we're done recording?
Probably, because, I mean, this is like my favorite album, favorite song from the album. Especially the very end when, and I'll read the lyrics for this one. It's not as long as his, but... Sorry. Once he goes through the little chorus, he starts singing... I think the truth is I'm scared. I think that I'm just scared to live. I think the truth is I'm scared. I think that the truth is I'm everything that I hate. Because during that time in my life, I was going through a lot of shit. And I felt like I was reflecting off of, something that I just didn't want to be and was hoping that I would never be. Mm-hmm. And I really do felt that it kind of helped. That album really did help me get through a lot of shit in my life during that time.
Yeah, and that's what it's all about, like a lot, and even too like their album, a lot of their albums, especially Life Is a Waiting Room, did the same for me, like helped me through a lot of tough times, so, yeah, I mean the newest album, it isn't their worst, but it isn't their best.
No, definitely better than the last album.
Last two for sure. So speaking of, an album being better than their last, my favorite band since high school has been Dance Gavin Dance. They've gone through many things, lineup changes, singers, whatever, most recently their bassist passed away, rest in peace, Tim. Another thing, their singer got into some shit, whatever, allegedly, I guess, blah blah blah. So they still decide that they want to promote this album. They even said like, our singer's still gonna be, he's getting the help he needs. And
they decided they still wanted to promote the album because they worked so hard on it, and just to not let it go anywhere. They're like, no, because the band is not just one person. The band is the band.
Yeah, so and they're a great fucking band. Like I've loved almost every album, and so the new album, Dance Gavin Dance's new album is Jackpot Juicer, and I'm
gonna say it's a damn fucking good album, dude. I mean, I'm so glad you got me into them. I've been listening to them a lot more lately. The album that you introduced me to that I thought was one of my favorites was Happiness.
Oh yeah,
I love that album. I love. What was the singer at the time?
Kurt Travis.
Kurt Travis.
Yeah.
I mean, dude, that song is just so good. Strawberry Swisher Part 1 is like my favorite song from that album. And then, I never really like got into it after that. I got into the first 3 albums, the first 2 before this one, before Happiness, and then after that I kind of never really got into it. And
so just like a brief rundown, their first major album, not kind of their little EP that they did, was Downtown Battle Mountain, which was with Johnny Craig. And then he got kicked out of the band, and then they brought in Kurt Travis, and then they released their self-titled Dance Gavin Dance, which was good.
I love that album too.
And then they released Happiness, which is probably one of their best albums. After that, Kurt Travis left the band to join A Lot Like Birds. So then they brought Johnny Craig back to the band. They released Downtown Battle Mountain 2, which is a good album. It's good, whatever. Shortly after that, he was kicked out again. So they brought in the vocalist from Tides of Men, Tillian Pearson. They released Acceptance Speech, amazing album. Instant Gratification, amazing album. They released Motherhood, amazing album. Artificial Selection, good album. And after that, they released Afterburner. I think that's their weakest album.
Favorite song from Artificial Selection was Evaporate. Love that song.
Oh yeah, especially because Evaporate, they at the end, I don't know if you know this, at the end, like the last part, they take a lot of the songs from their past albums and kind of incorporate it in the different lyrics and different sounds, they incorporate into the ending. It's amazing. But yeah, 2020's Afterburner was probably their, in my opinion, their worst album. I do not like that one at all. So coming to 2022, we get.
I'll agree with you on that a little bit. I mean, I think basically the only song I really liked from that one was their main title. The one that they did the video for, Prisoner.
Prisoner is good. 3 Wishes, and my favorite is Into the Sunset featuring Bill Murray.
Oh yeah.
That one
was a good one.
It's good
because I even like that song that Bill Murray did with Tillian.
Oh yeah,
and one of his albums, and that's such a good album too. If you never heard of Bill Murray, go check him out. It's really good. He just also came out with a new album early this year, maybe late last year.
Yeah. It's pretty good. And he has short albums, but they're really good.
Yeah,
he always calls them bangers. But yeah, this album, and I will say this. I mean, it's good. It's a good album. A lot of songs kind of mesh together as far as sound. I was listening to the first time, okay, I like it. There are some songs that have that pop, because with their albums, I always look for something that's that stands out, as whether it be lyrics, the way he sings it, the instrumentals, whatever. And with this album, there are some songs that really mesh together as far as they kind of sound the same. Which isn't a bad thing because they sound good, but they honestly, if I have it on shuffle, I have to look. I'm like, wait, what song is this? Okay, it sounds like the other fucking song, but okay, I get it, whatever. Feels Bad Man is probably their most chill song in this album. It's really good and it has a nice, kind of relaxing beat. And even when John Mess, the guy who screams, who does the rough vocals, he kind of he screams, but he kind of has this rhythm with it, and it's really good. I think my favorite song in this album has to be either Die Another Day or Die Another Day or For the Jeers. But it's a good album. Is it their best? Again, no. I don't think it is their best album, especially with Tillian.
I wouldn't say best, but oh god, dude, I could definitely listen to this album. I've been.
It's chill. It's super chill.
I think I've listened to it already 3 times since it came out.
I'm not gonna lie. The first time I heard it, the night it came out, I was at work and it dropped. I was like, oh, put it on my headphones, and I was just I was working. I was like, boom, boom. I was like, yeah, it was good. I enjoyed it, and that's what I look for. As long as I'm enjoying it, then good. Not, again, I hate to go back to it. The Census Flow album, I was listening to it, and the whole time I was at work doing the same exact thing, and I found myself just kind of listening to it, critiquing it, rather than enjoying it. There were some songs I'm like, oh yeah, I could get into this, but I was just I listened to them okay, I kind of critiquing it while I'm listening to it. This album, listen to it the whole from front to back, I was jamming it. It wasn't until the second time I listened to it, I'm like, okay, all right, let me start kind of diving into it a little bit, and whatever. Amazing songs. Pop Off is really good. Synergy.
I was gonna say, for me, my favorite songs is definitely Pop Off. Another one that I really, really liked was Holy Ghost Spirit. And the one that I really, really liked, that I really enjoyed, was Have a Great Life. I think that last song, I don't know what it is. I just like that one. It was so good.
Yeah. And then I think there's another one. I think it's called, what is it? One Man's Change or something. Again, It's a great album. Yeah, I see. Like the one song I have hard on here is "Have a Great Life." So yeah, that's a great song. But yeah, man. I mean, I've listened to this band for a while. You know, ever since I was in high school, I've seen them many times. I've seen them with all their vocalists. I mean, you know, this is a good album, and I was listening to it, and I was, I kind of just think about, I'm like, damn, like the bassist passed away, unfortunately, it is sad because he's slapping the bass in this,
slapping the bass.
It's good, it's awesome, I love it. I have nothing bad to say about this album. I really hope that they're able to come out of what they're going through right now. I know right now they're actually touring with Royal Coda, which is Kurt Chavez's other band. So he's actually filling in for the vocals.
Oh, I would love to see that.
So I don't know how well that'll transfer because like his vocal style versus Tillian's vocal style are very different.
Definitely.
Because there are times when like Kurt Chavez to try to sing some of Johnny Craig's songs, and it wouldn't, like, it just wouldn't like translate. It's just like okay, whatever. But
And what is that fool up to nowadays?
This motherfucker, dude. So like when they announced that Dan Cavanaugh's going on tour and that Kurt Chavez was gonna fill in for vocals, whatever, this motherfucker was in the comments. He said some shady shit. He was all like, oh, you should have got me, whatever. And like people were responding. They're like, dude, Kurt's way better. And he goes, like, he was obviously throwing shade, but he's like, oh, I love Kurt. I'm just like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, you're a fucking hack already. Like, no one likes you no more. Like, he tried doing his solo stuff. Some of it was good. Now it's just like no one cares. Like, no one cares. Like he's fat and just like, he's washed up. It's just like get over yourself. Like, yeah, you're a good singer, but you're not like fucking God or something. Like, you're not their best vocalist. It honestly, in my opinion, it's Tillian, Kurt, and then Johnny Craig. And honestly, that probably has a lot to do with his attitude too.
I go the opposite because again, the two albums I really love both feature Kirk. So for me, with Kirk, I thought Kirk was their best. Tillian is good, but he's got those high notes or whatever. Mm-hmm. And then I Johnny Craig was only in the first album. First album was really one of my least favorites.
See, like the thing is with Kurt, like I think he shined more when he was outside Dance Gavin Dance. Like, don't get me wrong, I love his stuff with Dance Gavin Dance.
I was glad we got to see him, singing with
Scary Kids. That was cool. Yeah, that was fucking cool. But I think Dance Gavin Dance really, really kind of came into their own when they got Tillian, because like they kind of had a sound with Johnny Craig. They kind of shifted it with Kurt. It was good, but it wasn't quite there. And then with Tillian, like they really, really kind of got it going. So, that's it is what it is. But I hope he's getting better. I hope he makes a good comeback. People out there are like commenting like, oh, if you listen to this band and you're supporting the wrong thing, fuck off. Like get out of here with that shit. I'm not getting into it. Because I will. I'm not going to do it. I'm not doing it.
People still fucking love Michael Jackson. Look at all the shit he's been through.
Don't even get me started.
Look at all the shit he's been through. And he's been going through that shit for years before.
I cannot listen to Beat It no more. I can't listen to Beat It. I can't listen to Beat It.
Ew.
But I think, guys, we're going to take a...
Or Thriller.
Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa. But before we get into the Comic-Con stuff, I want to take a quick break. We're going to go use the restroom.
Just tell everybody our business. You're going to go beat it.
Oh my God. We'll be back. And we're back. Oh my God. Yeah, guys. So if you guys are just catching up with us, we are enjoying some beers from Roadmap Brewing Company here in San Antonio, Texas. We got #beer. It is an American Amber coming at 5.5%.
And then the first one we had earlier in the show was Craven Cottage English Pub Ale, coming in at a 5.4 ABV. So
they're both good. I think I like the American Amber better. American Amber. Covering my face, man. You can't see me. Hey guys. Hey. What's going on? Can you see me?
We don't see you anyways.
So for anybody who's on who's listening to an audio, you're like, what the fuck is going on right now? Don't worry about it, okay? So I mean the amber, I like it. I like ambers. I love ambers. The English pub ale is really good though. It's sweet. Has a hint of sweetness in it. Some English malts and hops.
All right, so Comic-Con.
Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con 2022. Yeah. Sorry. So usually with Comic-Con, maybe you guys don't know, if you guys aren't tuned into it, it's usually a time when we get a lot of like trailers, you get a lot of studios or, different things going and doing a whole presentation. Obviously you get like the DCs, the Marvel, not really so much Star Wars, not really, because Star Wars, they have their own thing. They got Star Wars Celebration, and even now, we did get a lot of Marvel stuff, but even then too, like in a couple months we're gonna have D23, which is pretty much Disney's kind of expo where they like to release their own stuff, talk about what they're doing, stuff like this and that. So we get stuff with Comic-Con. I know like this year we got the Dungeons and Dragons trailer, the new Lord of the Rings, Sandman. We got some DC. Of course, we got some Marvel. Stuff like that. So, other than the DC and Marvel stuff,
Walking Dead.
That's
still around.
Oh yeah. Other than the DC and Marvel stuff, which we will get into,
Lord of the Rings.
Is there anything that stood out to you?
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Nah, Teen Wolf the movie. Wow. Okay. Nice. I don't know, dude. I mean, I guess the main thing would be She-Hulk.
Well, no, I'm talking about prior to Marvel.
Well, prior to Marvel? Okay.
No Marvel, no DC.
She-Hulk. I don't know, dude. Really nothing. I mean, there's outside of Marvel and DC, there's really not much that I'm really excited for.
I got one.
I mean, I know we talked about the Munsters last episode. That would probably be about it. I'm not too excited about the Game of Thrones. I'm not too excited about Dungeons and Dragons. Not too excited about Lord of the Rings.
I'm sensing a trend here. You're not into what do you call it? Medieval things, or
I guess not. I mean, I don't know.
That's surprising because you love Lord of the Rings.
No, I don't.
You don't?
No, I don't.
I thought I was the one that hated that
Okay,
stuff.
so
okay.
Let me tell you. So now
me.
that this Lord of the Rings series is coming out on Amazon, I tried watching the movies again. And I was gonna start off. I'm gonna start off with the Lord of the Rings, and then I'll go into the Hobbit.
Yeah.
And dude, every time I fucking put it on, I just fall asleep, dude. Like literally fall asleep.
But then again, you fall asleep with almost everything.
Let me also tell you too. I was watching the first Lord of the Rings, dude. Those movies are fucking long, dude. Like, and then they have extended versions. What the fuck? What? Like, it was already long as it was, and then you're gonna extend it even longer. I mean, come on. In the third one, the fucking ending was so long, like the battle itself was so short that the last hour and a half was just them saying goodbye. I was like, what the fuck is this shit? Like, if I wanted to see that, dude, I would just watch it at home and fall asleep.
He gives Fro that very gay look.
And I thought he was just gonna I'm not gonna go there. But it's just like, dude, come on, man. And then you're gonna throw out an extended version? Like, what the hell, dude? We can't even get the Dave Ayers cut for Suicide Squad. And you're gonna do an extended version of The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit? Fuck that, man. And like, I finished watching the first sort of finished watching the first Lord of the Rings movie. I fell asleep at the last act when when the orcs are trying to look for for Frodo the Hobbit, but they grabbed the wrong ones. And the actor that comes out in Game of Thrones comes out in Lord of the Rings and it's like defending the hobbits. I fell asleep in that part. I was like, okay. I'm like, and then I wake up, dude, and the fucking credits are still going on. And I swear to God, I was asleep for like 30 minutes. I was like, even the fucking credits are fucking long, dude. I was like, what the hell is this shit? It's like, my good Lord. So
yeah, I will agree with you in that sense. Like, out of those three that you just mentioned, you know, Dungeons and Dragons, I don't know shit about Dungeons and Dragons. I mean,
yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it looks, I guess, fun. Would I watch it? Probably not, because I don't know shit. And if you're into it, fine. I mean, if from what I hear, you know, as far as like podcasts, you know, people who are into that, they, you know, they're digging it, whatever. You know, Chris Pine, you know, the chick from It, Justice Smith,
and I'm sure what's his name, Joe
Manganiello.
Yeah, Joe Peg Semester guy.
Yeah,
Wolf guy from True Blood.
So yeah, I mean, from what I hear, people are excited about it. Whatever, I mean,
because he's like a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan. Like
yeah.
He has like his own personal like customized set and stuff.
You know, so they're excited about it. Lord of the Rings. I mean, I'm with you. I haven't even seen all three movies.
Dude, I bet y'all fucking fall asleep before reading the goddamn book too. Excuse my language.
You don't read.
Yeah, that too. I don't read. If it ain't got no pictures in it, I ain't reading it.
I ain't reading it.
Give me a fucking comic to read. Make it into a comic book, and I'll probably still fall asleep.
And as far as Game of Thrones, The House of the Dragon, I actually have started rewatching Game of Thrones, like from the first season. Honestly, dude, like now that I know what happens and like what's to come, like I'm watching it. I'm watching season.
There was a lot of.
I'm watching this. Oh, Jesus Christ. Anyway, I'm watching the first season when the Starks are all together and they all start going to separate. It's like Jon goes to the wall, Ned and the girls go to King's Landing, Lady Stark, you know, and then Rob.
That was probably the most cringing for me was Lady Stark, Sansa.
Sansa.
God, I think she had the worst. She had it the worst.
Oh yeah. No, she's terrible. But like,
no, not her per se. Like, yeah, she was bad. Like, not King Joffrey, not my future king, you know. But like, but the things she had to go through herself too was the worst.
Oh yeah, for sure. But like, I'm watching it and like, you know, they're all kind of like, oh, you know, we're going this way, you know, I'll come visit you, we'll see each other. I'm just like, damn, you guys are not going to see each other for a while. Like, oh my God, you guys have no idea what's about to happen to y'all.
Know what's going to happen.
Like, yeah, I'm watching, it's like, oh, like.
You're about to lose your head.
I know, right? I'm like, oh, dude, like, I'm having a lot of fun rewatching it so far. And then again, I'm just in the first season. I'm just like,
you know which episode really breaks my heart?
Which one?
And it's the one that everyone always talks about is the Red Wedding. But it's not just because of what happens in the Red Wedding itself. It's because Arya was right there. She was right there.
And then the Hound knocks her out, right?
Well, no, the Hound does. I don't think he knocks her out. I think he like grabs her and takes her, and she's fighting, and because he knows what's gonna happen. Like he figured it out. And, like, she was right there with her mom and her brother. And I was just like, oh.
You know what's fucked up, though? You know what's fucked up is that the first episode, they show Bran. You know, he's a little kid. And they show him running. They keep cutting to shots of his legs. And I'm just like, that's fucked up. Because, obviously, at the end of the first episode, Jaime pushes him off and he becomes paralyzed. I'm just like...
Oh, dude, you don't know, but you're not going to walk forever.
I know. And to be honest, like, his entire kind of, like, I guess his story or whatever is probably my least favorite. I mean, I like the journey he goes on, but, like, I just...
But after a while, I just kind of like, ugh.
Yeah, like, oh, I'm having visions of the three-eyed raven or some bullshit. I'm like, who cares? You know? But, like, yeah, man. So, like, I'm rewatching Game of Thrones. So, yeah. So, as far as House of Dragons, I'm excited. I'm eager to see what they're gonna do with it, but thing is, I don't think I want to watch it week to week, because, like, again, I'm having a lot of fun watching these, just kind of watching it, and then watching it, you know, like I don't I don't know. Like I don't really want to watch House of Dragon, watching it and then like having to wait a week and then watching it having to wait a week. I mean, maybe I will. Maybe I'm just saying that right now. But I would really like to think that I would just wait till the first season airs and then having just watch it all in whole. But I don't know if we did get it at Comic-Con.
I don't know, dude, because then there's gonna be a lot of shit getting spoiled for you. You're gonna accidentally run into something.
Podcast, yeah.
Not just podcasts, but social media, fucking, fucking
Dude.
fans that are just gonna fucking post shit, or, there's gonna be some kind of like trend or something going on TikTok, and you're gonna be like, "What the hell is that from?" Or that they're referencing,
right? Oh my God, the baby, the Mad King, the baby is in the show.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Or not just that, but like they're gonna show like. You know how like people like to reenact the things and they just mouth the words.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
Yeah.
And then they're gonna be like, "What? Huh?" And then you're just gonna end up. You're gonna end up watching it, dude. You're just gonna end up watching it.
You're like, just sit down and watch
just
it.
fucking sit down and watch it, dude.
You're like, cut your bullshit already, right?
Yeah, just cut your high and mighty bullshit. Like, I'm gonna wait. Like, fuck you, dude. Just watch it.
Get your head out of your ass. Right?
Yeah, just fucking watch it, dude. Fucking jackass.
You jackass.
You jackass. Just watch it before I fucking put my foot up in your ass.
I'm pretty sure they do that in Game of Thrones too. So I don't know if
foot fetishes.
I don't know. I don't know. Oh my God. Quentin Tarantino? Anybody? No? I don't know if this trailer was released at Comic-Con, but it was released during Comic-Con. And I'm gonna go back on you when you said like, I don't know, nothing exciting. John Wick 4? Anybody? John Wick 4?
Oh yeah, John Wick 4, dude.
Motherfucker dodging bullets with a damn sword with Donnie Yen? What are we doing? Come on.
He ain't Deadpool, bro.
So, I think the guy who played Scorpion in Mortal Kombat, he comes out in it too, no?
I think so.
Because I thought I saw him, but obviously you see Donnie Yen, who obviously played Shurick and
dude, Johnny Yen is such a badass, dude. You gotta watch like his actual like movies.
The Ip Man.
Not just the Ip Man, but he has like another fucking movie, dude. I forget what it's called, but it's fucking badass, dude.
I just remembered Bill Skarsgård.
Yeah,
fucking it. He's coming out in this movie too.
Bill Skarsgård coming out in it. Yeah, the guy that played Scorpion. I'm not gonna butcher his name, but the guy that played Scorpion in the latest Mortal Kombat movie.
Yeah.
Is coming out. Lawrence Fishburne is obviously coming. See, butchering names again.
AKA Samuel Jackson. If you guys don't know about that, just YouTube it. You know what I'm talking about,
dude. She's gonna come in.
She played Nymphadora on Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Don't call me Nymphadora. Oh, I think she's so hot.
Oh, and then she was in Game of Thrones.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Clancy Brown, dude. Dang. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of fucking people in this movie, dude. Again, I can't wait to see John Wick 4. I'm a fucking action.
I did not like John
Wick
2. John Wick 3 was pretty good.
John Wick 2 was kind of boring, but the thing I liked about it was that they showed the pencil kill.
Oh yeah.
He killed a guy with a pencil.
Oh yeah, that was cool. That was cool. Dude, it's funny because people are like reacting to the trailer. They're like, John Wick 4. He's still mad about the dog? Like, get over
That
it.
should have been the title, John Wick 4. Still pissed about my dog.
Mr. Sunday Movies.
Fuck with my dog.
I was listening to him and he's all like, he goes, I watched John Wick 4 trailer. You know what I gotta say? He's all like, calm down. Calm down, bro. He's like, calm down. What do you like? It's been 4 movies already. But yeah. So usually like on Comic-Con weekend, like Saturdays are the big days. That's the days you get, DC and, Disney, Marvel, whatever. So the thing is, DC was first up. And I wouldn't even say DC. It was Warner Brothers. All right. Oh, yeah. It was announced as a Warner Brothers panel. We got but 2, I would even say 1.5 trailers. With being Shazam, Fury of the Gods, Shazam 2, which the trailer.
Okay, you're asking what I was the most excited for outside of DC and Marvel? The new A League of Their Own series.
Oh, I heard about that. It's on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Are you really excited about that?
I want to see that.
I thought you would hate it. I know how much you like the original one.
I don't know. I want to see it.
No Gina Davis, no Tom Hanks,
no Madonna.
Madonna was in that one.
No, Madonna was in that, and Rosie O'Donnell.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah, we don't talk about her anymore.
But no, it's got like a few other.
I saw that. Like I think I saw like a picture or something. I was like, Steven's gonna hate this. But you actually excited about it?
Not excited, but you know what? I want to see it. You know,
you're intrigued.
Yeah, because I like this chick, Darcy Carden. She was in the Good Place. Mm-hmm. You know, she was real funny in that one. She played like the what is it like?
Does it look kind of like oldish? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Is it like a remake? Do you know?
Well, I mean, it's gonna be like a whole series in itself. So it's not just a movie. It's a series. Yeah. So, you know, maybe it's gonna be like a remake. Maybe it's gonna. I don't know. I don't know how in depth they're gonna go into it. You know, because of the fact that they are, you know, featuring like other things that wasn't featured in the movie. So,
you know, you're probably hating me for this. I mean, I've seen the movie. I haven't seen it from front to back, and I do want to watch it.
I'm not gonna hate you for that. I mean,
because Gina Davis. Oh my God, she is a smoke show.
This is probably the only reason why you went to go watch
Stuart Little.
Yeah.
Oh God.
So, anyways, yeah. So, yeah. Going back, Warner Brothers panel.
Yeah, I mean, Warner Brothers. If you want to call it, dude. Talk about dropping the ball. And okay, and granted. There were rumors, and this was a rumor started by Variety and by fans that like Henry Cavill was gonna show up, okay, that he's gonna show up as Superman. With everything going on with DC right now, with the Flash and Ezra Miller's dumbass and Amber Heard's dumbass, you know, like,
and then just everything else in general with DC.
Yeah, like they need, you know, they need to do something to get fans, you know, excited again. And all they come with is, granted, the Shazam trailer was amazing. I actually really, really liked it. It was good. It looks fun. That's because I didn't really like the first movie. I mean,
I loved the first movie. I mean, the first movie was really good. It was the same thing. It was fun.
I didn't hate it, but I was like, okay, it was there. It was cool. Whatever, fine. It was, you know, it came and it went. But the trailer for Fury of the Gods looks fun. Like, I love when they're all walking together and they're all Shazam and all of them. And I also know too, he was all like, "We were all about family." And I thought that was hilarious, you know. So it looks fun. And then we get, you know, fucking Black Adam, you know. And again, I don't know if it's just Rock fatigue. Like, I'm just tired of seeing the Rock. Like, I really don't give a shit about this movie.
Well, first of all, shut your damn mouth. The Rock is awesome. Okay.
I just don't. I don't know.
I'm just waiting for him to win his damn Oscar already.
Because even then too, like, they showed us like a little snippet of a trailer, and it was just like of footage we've already seen. I'm just like, what? Like, okay, like, fine. And that was it. Okay, like, obviously Henry Cavill didn't show up. And that's because Warner Bros. Did not mention that he was going to show up, so that's not their fault. But I also,
this goes back to fans anticipating things, fans expecting things, and then it not happening, and then they get pissed off. It's like, dude, you brought this on yourself.
But also, I did hear a rumor that, like, he was going to show up. Because right now he's overseas filming The Witcher Season 3. And that he was going to show up. But the reason he didn't is because he caught COVID. And then a few days after Comic-Con wrapped up, it was released that Henry Cavill caught COVID. So I'm like, oh, shit, there might be some, you know, like, weight to this story, to this rumor. Whatever. It's just a rumor. I don't know. You know, blah, blah, blah. But you're not going to Blue Beetle just wrapped filming. They're not going to mention Blue Beetle. They're not going to mention anything about the Batman 2.
Batwoman. Or
Batgirl.
Batgirl.
They're not going to mention anything about what was I thinking about? The Penguin series. Remember they announced that one time ago?
Yeah.
Like a long time ago? Nothing about that. Like, what are you doing? Like, bring us something with that. You know, at least bring out the cast or something. Like, what? Like, why are you gonna have this Warner Brothers panel? You know, talking about like, you know, oh, you know, like this is a Warner Brothers panel. No, if all you're gonna do is just release a Shazam trailer and a Black Adam trailer, then just say that we're just releasing, you know, hey, this is a panel for Shazam and for Black Adam. Don't come out with us with the damn, oh, this is a full Warner Brothers panel, because it was not. It was not. Like, you know, we got Blue Beetle, who is gonna star the kid from Cobra Kai. You know, for us, it's gonna be our first, Latino superhero, you know, and I'm excited about it. You know, at first it was gonna be like an HBO Max, like original series, but now it's a full on movie, and they just finished wrapping. So why not, like, no, I'm not even saying like bring a trailer, bring some like concept art or like something like that, or bring the actor to come on and see how excited he is, because he hasn't said anything about it.
They already did the concept art last year. It's like, okay, at this point you gotta have some kind of footage. You know,
they just wrapped filming.
Well, that's what I'm saying. At this point, you got to have some type of footage. Yeah, it's like,
you know,
and you know, so it is going to be a full blown movie.
I think so. Yeah,
I would have preferred it as a series, because
I would too.
Because with Blue Beetle, you really got to explore that character, especially if you don't know who.
You got to
take
your
Beetle
time
is.
with it.
Yeah,
take your time with it.
And I think that's one thing that Marvel is doing with some of these, you know, new characters. You know, that they're doing a series as opposed to just a full blown movie, you know, like with Miss Marvel, Moon Knight, you know, giving them a more in depth, like introduction into the universe and stuff.
Yeah,
especially if you're not familiar with those characters, because those are fairly new characters. Well, not Moon Knight, but definitely Miss Marvel is still kind of fairly new.
You know, but it's just like, you know, and then after the Batman came out, you know, they were so quick to announce, oh, we're going to do Batman 2. We're going to do it. You know, we're going to do it.
Same thing with Joker.
Oh, dude. Yeah, exactly. With the Joker, like, oh, you know, like, we're going to do a Joker movie.
And then that big old announcement, too, like, oh, Lady Gaga,
Lady Gaga, like,
to
give
play
us
Harley
some
Quinn.
sort of
like,
update.
Fuck,
like, some sort of what, you know, granted, maybe they're still in development, but, like, you could do something. If, you know, like, I'm not looking for no fucking Flash updates, because, you know, honestly, like, fuck Ezra Miller. Like, he ruined it for me. You know, fuck him.
Am I gonna go watch a movie? Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Not as supportive of him, but for Michael.
I want to see Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck.
Michael Keaton and what's her name? That's gonna play Supergirl.
I don't know her name, to be honest. But
I
know she's gonna be in the movie, whatever. Yeah, you know, like, you know, and just, you know, yeah, you know, for somebody just seeing a Flash movie, you know, but like, again, like, he just fucking dude, like, just ruined it. Like, I you know, I think on the TV show.
Oh yeah, it is.
You know, like, fuck that dude. Like, I hate Ezra Miller. I hate him so much right now. Oh, he's going through some stuff. Who gives a fuck? He's choking people out.
Sasha Calle.
Yeah, Sasha Calle. Yeah. You know, and it sucks for them. You know, like, this fucking guy. But also too, like,
especially for Kiersey Clemons. You know, she's such a good actor in herself. You know, she really did shine in Dope. What was that other movie that she came out with what's his name from Parks and Rec? What is it called? I'll get it here in a bit. Give me a second.
Zorro.
No.
Steven's looking.
Keep going.
He's looking.
Keep going.
Well, even too,
like,
right
here. Hearts Beat Loud. This one has Nick Offerman.
Oh, Nick Offerman. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I heard that was a really good movie. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear it's like a really good movie. So.
And then also too, like, I mean, like with Aquaman too, you know, like.
And what kind of bullshit is that too, dude?
What?
With Aquaman too.
Say it.
It's fucking been announced that fucking Ben Affleck is gonna fucking.
They announced it after Comic-Con,
yeah,
like,
and then after Comic-Con, but like, okay, and is what's his name still directing it? The
James
director,
Wan?
yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
So in the first fucking movie, they barely mentioned anything about the Justice League or any of the other superheroes. I mean, they either barely mention or don't even mention. Yeah. And then not only that, and then also, you know, I mean, you know, that's where we get first introduction to Aquaman is Justice League. You know, basically Dawn of Justice, Batman versus Superman, and then he makes his actual appearance in Justice League. Nothing in the first Aquaman movie, and then all of a sudden you're gonna have Ben Affleck come back and play Batman in Aquaman 2. Like, what the fuck is that, dude? That's
you know that scene. You seen Wolf of Wall Street, right? Wolf of Wall Street.
Yeah.
You know that one scene where like they're trying to get rid of Leo DiCaprio, and he's all, I'm not leaving. I'm not fucking leaving. Someone's all like, this has been Affleck with DC movies. He goes, I'm not fucking leaving.
And no offense, dude. I mean, as you know, some people hated it, some people didn't. I get an argument with my manager at work, like, Batfleck. I go, dude, I'm not gonna lie, I liked Batfleck. I thought he did a really good job.
He is one of the best Batman, in my opinion.
I mean, well, my best Batman is George Clooney. I mean,
shit! I was like, what?
No. This is Michael Keaton, obviously. Oh, Adam West. Michael Keaton, and out of the rest of them, I think Ben Affleck did a really good job. After Christian Bale, I would go Michael Keaton, Christian Bale, Ben Affleck. I think before I was Michael Keaton, Ben Affleck, Christian Bale, but I started watching the Christopher Nolan movies again. I was like, okay, Christian Bale is number 2.
Yeah.
Despite the voice, but he's number 2.
Yeah. Speaking of which, man, look at these tattoos.
I saw that.
You guys can't see it, but yeah, man, I gotta add Big Daddy Ben and Michael Keaton over here. But I got Pattinson, I got Bale, got Val Kilmer, and I got Lego Batman.
Arnett,
yeah.
Will Arnett.
People are like, "You're gonna add him West?" Fuck no. Why not? Because I didn't grow up with him. I didn't ever watched him. Oh, he's the original. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry, but I don't care. I don't care.
Plus, he also did the goofy dance on the surfboard.
Just because he played Batman doesn't mean I'm not gonna get George Clooney because he sucked. I love Val Kilmer. Val Kilmer is a legend, but like I don't fucking just because I'm gonna get all the whatever. Not the time or place right now. But
I did ask, where you gonna, since you got Lego Batman, are you gonna get Lego Joker?
I don't know because I don't know where to put him. I have no more room. No more room.
Put him right here.
That's why I'm gonna do the animated one though.
That would be badass.
Yeah.
Okay, if you do the animated one, that'll be badass.
I'm gonna do the Killing Joke one where he's like laughing, but I put it in my hand. But yeah, that's an
and that'll make sense to do with your
Yeah. But yeah, man. So like, I think DC really came, really weak. With
I think what Warner Bros. Also needs to do is they need to take a page out of Disney's book and do like their own kind of thing too.
Well, that's the thing too. Like, there's no announcement because like the past 2 years with the pandemic and everything, they've been doing DC fandom, and that's when we got the Batman trailer, and we got the Suicide Squad. I think last year, what did we get last year? I forgot what we got. I think we got another Batman trailer or some shit. We got some stuff, but like,
Warner Bros. Reminds me of how Paramount was, or I don't know, I don't want to say was, but like reminds me of how like Paramount like was how do you say it, featured in The Offer, where they didn't want to do anything else, and stuff like that. If you ever haven't seen The Offer, please go watch it. That series is really good, but in there at the time, they didn't want to do like artful movies or like movies that were gonna guarantee them like big budgets and Oscars and stuff like that. They just like, oh no, we want to do like rom-coms and like cowboys and stuff like that, like action stuff like that. And then the whole premise of The Offer was that was like, no, we want to do this movie called The Godfather, and it's gonna be like an Oscar-worthy movie. And then like the producer at the time was like, no, we're gonna do like this stuff, and then like come to realize like he was fucking wrong. Like The Godfather was probably like one of their biggest like debut movies in like a long time. Yeah. And then they even did another one called Love Story that they were also like no, we're not gonna do no more art movies like that. It's like like come on, Warner Bros. Let's let's get it together, man.
Yeah. Let's see.
Don't try to catch up to Disney. You're not going to catch up to Disney. Let's just do it. Let's just get it right.
And the thing is, after a while, I think they kind of like try to stop. Like they're like, they made Joker, they made the Batman, and amazing movies. They're like, some of the best. But it's just like right now, like they're literally running through a forest with a blindfold right now. Like, it's just like, hoping they'll hit something, which I'm pretty sure they are. But it's just like, are they hit the right thing or not the right thing, But yeah, regardless, I think Warner Brothers really dropped the ball this year at Comic-Con. Like it was disappointing. Again, and that's nothing saying bad about the Shazam trailer. I think the Shazam trailer was awesome.
Don't get me wrong. I like I said, I loved the first one. I was super excited to see the first one. I know you were just like, I'll wait till it comes out on DVD.
Blu-ray,
whatever. And I was telling you, like, dude, you got to go watch it. It's fucking good. It's entertaining. I mean, you're not gonna know a lot of the characters in it or whatever, but it was good. It was good for what it was. That was definitely a family superhero movie for sure. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. And considering with what Marvel and DC are doing with a lot of their movies, some of them they're making dark, some of them they're making family worthy and stuff like that. Yeah. Being for Marvel, I think Spider-Man is the one that's being more family worthy than anything, and Miss Marvel too now. Shazam is definitely that one. Yeah. And despite what you say, I'm excited for Black Adam. That one I'm definitely gonna go see. Just because it's featuring some characters that, and we talked about it in the last episode with Aaron. Characters that these studios are just like reaching out for, like like characters that people are not too familiar with, but like the studios are just reaching out for those characters. So that's what I'm excited for.
So I mean, switching gears a little bit. I mean, DC, whatever. You did what you did. You gotta sit with it now. And then later on Saturday last week, Comic-Con, you get Marvel's panel. Okay, Steven. We're at the tail end of we're at the tail end of Phase 4. We just finished Miss Marvel, which I thought was amazing. Uh-huh. What did you think about it? Did you like it?
I liked it. I really enjoyed it.
Thumbs up, okay.
Definitely thumbs up.
So we got 2 more properties with
because again, like I was saying, it was definitely one of those family worthy shows / movies. Like Spider-Man. I think Spider-Man was kind of like that upbeat family movie, like because he's a kid and everything. Same thing with this one, her being a teenager in high school and stuff like that, and finding out she's got these, she discovered these powers and stuff like that. Yeah,
and it turns out at the end that she's a mutant. She's a mutant. Mutant. Spoilers. Mutation. Yeah. Which it's cool. I'm super stoked for that. Next thing we got coming around in August 17th, I believe, is the premiere of
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk. Yeah, She-Hulk. She-Hulk. Yes.
She-Hulk.
So
She-Hulk.
Well, okay, what do you gotta say?
She-Hulk.
You excited about it or what?
I'm really excited for this one, dude. I'm really super excited for this one because it looks really entertaining. I was never really a big She-Hulk fan in the in the comics and stuff like that. I did read a few, the comics and stuff like that, and I know that she did break the fourth wall, just like Deadpool. Which she's kind of doing in this one, and it's going to be one of the first MCU characters, not the first one, but one of the first MCU characters to do that, because you kind of see in this new trailer, like like when she looks at the camera and she's talking, and then Hulk's like, "What?"
He's like, "What?" Yeah. Yeah, so by the way, we did get a trailer for She-Hulk at Comic-Con, which I thought was a good trailer. A lot of people are really, really complaining about the CGI.
Man, fuck them.
I don't give a shit.
Like, dude, when have we ever gotten any good CGI? I mean, no offense, as good as Endgame was, did you see the way that those fuckers were running? Like, it looked weird.
And there's that one scene I showed you too, where Thanos is sitting on the rock,
and he throws a rock,
and it looks so computer graphically. Like, what were you back then? What were you back then?
Yeah,
you're mesmerized.
Yeah, you're just caught in the moment, dude.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
If you really go back and look at Endgames, there are some terrible CGI in that fucking movie. Yeah. As good as the movie as it was, and and Endgame was one of my favorites. I mean, definitely cried in that one. Oh, yeah, but, sure. It definitely has its flaws. So shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And the thing is, too, I'm not a computer graphics. I'm not a CGI person. I don't work in this stuff, whatever. But just like, it looks fine. Like, it looks fine. Like again, like you said, I've seen a lot worse.
Yeah.
A lot worse.
Did you see the first Sonic trailer?
People are like, oh, she looks weird when I'm like, who gives a shit? Like, it looks fun. I thought it looked, again, like you said, it looks fun. I'm glad that we're getting her and Bruce Banner, Hulk, So real fast, I listened to a podcast the other day and they kind of pointed out, all right? So, in Endgame, we get, Infinity War, we get Bruce Banner as Bruce Banner, whatever. He can't turn into the Hulk. He's having trouble. In Endgame, he's Professor Hulk. He finally kind of turns it. He's Professor Hulk, and now that's him. It's him now.
Yeah.
In this one, in She-Hulk trailer, he's Professor Hulk. He's the Hulk again. He's him as Hulk. But in the Shang-Chi
end credit,
he's Bruce Banner.
Bruce Banner.
Is that another universe? Is that another dimension? Because right now, I mean, they even announced in the Comic-Con this is the multiverse saga. So would you?
No, I still think I still think it's him. I think maybe he just kind of like transformed back. For the sake of the story, I'm pretty sure what really happened is that they couldn't afford to do. They couldn't afford to do him as Hulk. But for the sake of the story, he just transformed back, and then because remember he was in a sling too. Mm-hmm. And, eventually he just went back to Professor Hulk.
Okay, all right.
So that's my theory on it, and I'm just going to keep it that simple.
Okay. Which, by the way,
I'm not going to get no complex into it.
I do want to rewatch Shang-Chi just because I forgot about that in credit scene, because apparently Miss Marvel shows up too. I mean, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel was there, yeah.
Yeah, so I totally went over my head, like, wait, what she did? I was like, so anyway. But yeah, the She-Hulk trailer, it looks fun. It looks amazing. The whole her breaking the fourth wall, where she, there's even one part where like Hulk kind of like not pushes her, but she falls off the cliff and she throws in the finger. So in the trailer we get online, the finger is blurred out, like they blur it out. But apparently at Comic-Con they showed it, they showed it. So it kind of leans towards like, I know, what is this gonna be? Is this gonna be a kid show, whatever? It's not. Also at the end of the trailer, we finally, I mean, guys, you guys all saw, Hawkeye with Kingpin showing up, Spider-Man, No Way Home. We get Matt Murdock showing up. So this one, obviously She-Hulk, attorney at law. She is an attorney. At the end of the trailer, we get a tease of Daredevil showing up. He's doing his little flips, and he's wearing his red and kind of yellowish costume. He has his little sticks. How much Daredevil, if any, do you think we're going to get in this show?
I think if we're going to get...
Attorney at Law. It's called Attorney at Law.
I think if we're going to get any Daredevil, it's going to be like towards the end. Maybe a couple of hints here and there. During the whole series. I don't even know how long the series is going to be.
I'm pretty sure it's just 6 episodes. I think right now
that's kind of like the base.
For most now, for these first chunk of shows, that's kind of like what they agreed to do. Like that's in the
except
contracts.
For WandaVision. WandaVision was doing one that went 9.
Yeah,
but because of certain things that kind of happened.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's gonna be 6. I think so far as from what I know, most of these are kind of like 6 to 8, kind of in that range,
or 6 to 7.
Yeah, with the exception of one show which we'll get to later. But yeah, so I think it's gonna be a short one.
I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get very much of him. I think maybe towards the end when she's like battling her, battling the main villain, whoever the main villain's gonna be in the episode. So that's what I feel as far as Daredevil goes.
Looks fun.
It's gonna be cool to see him again, and this time in uniform.
It looks fun. It looks fun.
That was another thing that got announced, was that he's gonna have his own show, Born Again.
Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there.
Again.
Let's finish up.
But again, She-Hulk. I mean, I'm just so excited for this one. It's.
I'm actually surprised that you are.
It's good to see another female superhero, even like a stronger superhero in the universe, and. I mean, it just looks so much fun to watch. That's what I'm super excited for, and I just can't wait to watch it. And I think it's gonna be a good one, and I think, despite the graphics, I think it's gonna catch people by surprise.
Yeah,
it really is.
So, ending Phase 4 for Marvel, and let's try to hold back some tears. I think we got probably one of the most emotional trailers, and at that, like, if the trailer did this to us, I can't imagine what the movie's gonna do. We got, do you have the date? Can you look it up? Black Panther: Wakanda Forever, and it's coming out in November. I think November 12th. I wanna say, I could be wrong, but it's in November for sure of this year, and it's gonna be the last movie of Phase 4.
For real?
Yeah. This is the last movie of Phase 4.
Oh, no, that's the first one.
November 11th.
Expected date, November 11th.
November 11th. Man, dude, like, I remember where we were at. We were at a birthday party when this trailer dropped. So I remember we kind of just watched it without any volume. At least I did. I kind of saw it and I was like, okay, this looks emotional, whatever.
So, this is one reason why I said Black Panther, they fucked up in the beginning. As good as the movie it was such a good movie. Amazing storyline, amazing superhero, amazing villain. That's where they fucked up, was with the villain. Like, don't kill off all your villains.
In the first movie.
Don't kill them off. Michael B. Jordan did such a good job as Killmonger, and I told you, it's like, I get where he was coming from. I know what what he was trying to accomplish.
Just like how you were at Thanos, like, yeah, I get it.
It sucks, but I get it.
And that's what makes a good villain.
I wish they would have kept him just kind of like the way they kept
Abomination,
Zemo and Abomination. And it's like, come on, man, like. Especially after what happened when nobody knew what Chadwick Boseman was going through, like, because there was that whole controversy where they saw him in Black Panther and in the Avengers, and he's all fit and everything, and then there was that Dodgers game that he was at, and he was like super skinny, and everybody's like, what's going on with him? He's sick, he's like, people were saying stupid shit. Yeah, people were throwing their controversies into it.
Yeah.
And then to finally come to find out that he was actually ill. And, it sucked, dude. It really did suck, It's like,
that was rough, man.
It
still is.
It hit a lot of people hard, like not just, it hit a lot of, famous people hard. I mean, I can't even imagine how his family went through. But, all the fans, too. It hit the fans so hard, dude. The fans. And I was like, no. Like, I was in denial, dude. I remember
when I saw it, I was like,
I was so in denial.
Way.
My sister-in-law was the one that told me, I go, fake news. That's fake news, because how, like, people always throw that, oh, so-and-so died. And it's like, no, it's fake news. It's fake news. And then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't know, because then, like, all these other reliable sources are starting to come out. And I was just like, oh, fuck, dude. I was like, no. I was like, no. I was like, no. And,
it hit everybody hard. It hit.
Come to find out, it was so true. And I was just like, oh, man. So coming back to, the new trailer, And watching it, oh god, dude, I got so teary eyed, dude. I got so teary eyed, especially when they show his image,
his mural, yeah.
his mural. I was just like, dude, I was like, man.
But like, not only that too, like you get the song "No Woman No Cry."
Yeah.
You know, you get these characters, and they're like, you see them dealing with it, like they're sad, they're crying. You get that amazing speech by Angela Bassett. She was like, you know, I've given my family, they're all gone. I've given enough. Like, dude, like she's even talking about it right now. Like, Jesus Christ, like it's all hard not to like just, you know, like cry, you know, because like it's shit's real. It's real. You know, I kind of
and this is how movies. This is the good thing. This is the thing about movies. This is how movies hit you.
Mm-hmm.
This is where they really get you, and you know, especially this movie. I mean, God, I mean. When we first got Black Panther in Civil War, dude, I was like, "Oh shit!"
Awesome.
I was like, "Dude,
awesome, iconic,
hell yeah,
iconic,
hell yeah!" And then we got
to get his movie, which again, his movie, like
movie.
you know, I loved a movie. I loved. What, did I think it was the best? No, but it was amazing.
It was so good.
You know, not only that, but like the cultural impact that it had. You know, like just you know, for you know, instance, you know, like how we're talking about earlier, the Blue Beetle. You know, like Latino superhero. You know, you get Black Panther. You know, for the African American community. You know,
Miss Marvel for the Pakistani.
Pakistani, yeah, like you know, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So like you know, the fact that this dude knocked out of the park.
Even Moon Knight itself.
Yeah,
they even say in the show itself, like, we have an Egyptian superhero, and it's like,
you know, like this thing matters. You know, like some people might like, oh, you know, sure, oh, you just fucking fuck you, you know, whatever, you know. But like, yeah, man, this trailer, you know, like again, I know we watched it kind of like without the sound over at first. And then we got home that night and we watched it with the sound, and we were all just kind of like, holy shit, like what the fuck, like, you know. And even too, like in the trailer, like everything's gonna be all right. It, like, oh, like it's so comforting. But this movie's gonna make all the money. It's I'm gonna be the opening weekend to see it. Cannot wait.
Definitely gonna be there.
I'm gonna fucking cry. I'm gonna cry.
What I was going back to and saying, you know, this is where, you know, Marvel kind of fucks up and came after superheroes is because they could have written Michael B. Jordan to take over as Black Panther.
That would have been cool.
That would have been cool. Could have written it,
you know, but that's not the case.
He could have been like an anti-hero in that point.
And we do see a Black Panther in this trailer. We don't know who it is. It's not M'Baku. For sure it's not M'Baku because that dude's big as fuck.
Yeah.
You know. And I'm glad that he's in this one. I'm glad I'm glad that he is in this movie. But also too, we get the introduction of Namor, who is played up by a Latino. I'm excited. I'm excited for it. You know, I'm really excited.
I mean, there are definitely 3 people that could play Black Panther that were in the first movie. You know.
Oh yeah.
Obviously, the sister Shuri. The bodyguard, Oakley,
Okaye. Yeah,
I'm sorry, Oakley.
Who played Michonne Denai Guerrero.
Yeah, or
Nakia, who's Lupita Nyong'o
from Us.
Yeah,
you know, any one of those strong women can play Black Panther. And I would love to see any one of them to play it. Yeah. And just who's gonna play it, you know, who knows?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone's for sure thinking it's gonna be Shuri because, you know, there is a story in the comics that, you know, the sister does end up taking the mantle of Black Panther as well. So. And
she is the family, so you know, family. Whatever. But honestly, you know what? I'm not even gonna get into it because. Out of respect for this trailer, like, and you know, just in general, you know, like there's just a level of respect because I've heard some theories out there, and some theories I'm just like why are you even going there? You know, because like there have been, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
Not gonna do it.
I don't want to fucking do it. Yeah, just move on.
One thing that I will say about the trailer that it did introduce us is to Ironheart. They finally introduced us to Ironheart, which
Riri Williams.
We're gonna get Ironheart in. I think it's supposed to be a series in Disney
Well,
Plus.
the thing is, it was.
Well, it
Oh yeah, no,
was.
actually it is. Yeah,
It is.
It is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Riri Williams. Yeah. So yeah, the last movie of Phase 4 is gonna be Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. So
definitely go see that one.
Yes,
Definitely
for sure. So let's get into Phase 5. We're
almost going into 2 hours.
yeah. All right. So February 17, 2023 is the first movie of Phase 5. It's gonna be Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. I know they showed a trailer at Comic-Con that teased a villain and also showed another villain.
They did show a trailer?
Yeah, at Comic-Con, but they didn't release it to us.
Oh yeah.
So obviously, they showed because it's been rumored. I mean, it's been out there already that Kang is gonna show up in this movie,
and we've already got our Kang.
Yeah,
we already know.
yeah.
And he's also been confirmed in the
Jonathan Majors, yeah.
Such a good actor,
dude. Have you seen the leaked footage of it?
No.
Do you want to know about it?
No.
Okay. There's another villain that's supposed to show up.
I did get leaked to that MODOK.
Yeah, MODOK. Yeah. So sorry, guys.
Which I'm interested in seeing how that's gonna play out because the way he looks.
Yeah.
If you know who MODOK looks like, I mean, fuck. And I thought we were gonna get an introduction to him early on too, and especially in Iron Man 3 because of AIM, because he's pretty much like the leader of AIM.
Mm-hmm.
And we didn't. I was really disappointed.
Yeah. So yeah, we did get a trailer for Ant-Man and Wasp: Quantumania at Comic-Con. We like this one.
Well, I like that one too, but I like either one.
Go for it.
All right, whatever.
So that's February 17, 2023. In spring of 2023, shortly after that, we got Secret Invasion, which is a Disney Plus show. This one also got a trailer at Comic-Con, which shows Maria Hill, and Nick Fury. That's how I know about it. That's how they kind of show.
Well, they've always teased it, that one too.
Yeah, with the scrolls and everything.
They teased that one in Far From Home.
Yes.
And WandaVision.
WandaVision, yes. So yeah, we got that coming in spring 2023. May 6, 2023, we got Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. Now, this one, I heard, I don't know what happens in the trailer. I know some stuff happens in the trailer or whatever, but apparently it's really emotional. James Gunn comes out, says that this is going to be the last time this group is together. Kind of hinting that, like, this is the end for the Guardians. Not for all of them, but for some of them.
I remember last year or at the beginning of this year, Dave Bautista was saying in social media that this could be the last time that he would play Drax.
Yeah. So there is a lot of speculation, like, who's going to go, who's not going to go, whatever. But, like, there is... It apparently it was emotional. Like, to the point where, like, people, aside from the Wakanda Forever trailer, people were crying with this trailer at Comic-Con. Us norm folks have not got the trailer. Maybe we get D23. But apparently, like, we get Adam Warlock, played by what's that dude's name? What's his name? Adam Warlock.
I'll look it up here. Just keep going.
But also gets kind of like it also gets kind of like some of the origins of Rocket Raccoon.
I heard that this one's gonna be playing more on his like on the origins of him of Rocket's past and stuff like that.
Yeah. Will Palmer.
Oh, dude. Yeah. Oh, damn.
Yeah, he played Adam Warlock. He is buff. He's been he look at him. He's buff.
Boy, dude, he was fucking skinny as fuck, or not skinny as fuck, but like he looked like pretty buffed in that show Dope Sick.
Oh yeah. Yeah. He's already working out.
Yeah.
But also too, like we got a glimpse of Gamora. She is leading the Ravagers. So we get that. This and that. There's another emotional trailer we got for Guardians 3. Like Chris Pratt was choking up talking about it. So who so far this is gonna be the last of the Guardians. So we're gonna get as a group together. Summer 2023 on Disney Plus, we get the Echo series. Echo, we got introduced to her in Hawkeye, and in this series, we're gonna get more Kingpin and more Matt Murdock.
Yeah, it was definitely
hinted at
that Vincent D'Onofrio is going to come back as Wilson Fisk and Charlie Cox as Matt Murdock. Which, people were, if you ever seen the Hawkeye series, people were like, confused, not confused, but were just like convinced too that, she killed Kingpin. But,
yeah. I don't know. So we didn't get no trailer for that, obviously. I think after this we didn't get no trailers. After the Guardians one, they didn't get no trailers. So all these are just kind of announcements. Same thing in summer 2023. We're getting Loki season 2, which I'm super stoked about.
Yes.
I mean, you know how much I love Loki. I'm super stoked for that. July 28th 2023. The Marvels, which if you guys have seen Miss Marvel, we get a tease with Cara Danvers,
there.
Yeah. So we'll see where that goes. We don't know what it is or what it is, what's gonna happen.
And we finally got our we finally got confirmed that Mahershala Ali is gonna be Blade in fall of 2023.
Yeah, November 3rd, 2023, Blade, his own movie. Along the same time,
I really do hope they introduce Ghost Rider in that, dude. It would be so fucking badass.
So there has been speculation, all right. Okay, no, I'll wait till you get back. But we'll get back to some of the, we'll get back to the Blade thing. Yeah, that's November 3rd, 2023. It's a movie. Also in fall 2023, we're going to get the Disney Plus series of Ironheart, which she was Riri Williams. She's going to be introduced in Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. She was in the trailer. So she's getting her own series. I don't know how much she takes because what I hear, I'm not familiar with the character, but from what I, kind of hear, whatever, that she has a lot of similarities to Iron Man, whatever. But again, I don't know. In the Wakanda Forever trailer, you see her with Shuri. So obviously she's in the lab. She's smart. She's doing her thing. So maybe she has some sort of intelligence that matches that of Tony Stark. So that's coming in fall 2023. But like we were just talking about, in November of 2023, Blade is coming out. There has been some speculation as, obviously Blade, vampire hunter. There's some casting rumors. And again, there's 2 characters that this particular actor is rumored to be cast as. Fucking Homelander himself, Anthony Starr, is rumored to be cast either as Dracula or Doctor Doom.
Huh.
So
I can see him as Doctor Doom more.
We'll get back to the Doctor Doom thing, but would you like to see him as Dracula, as another villain? I mean, obviously Doctor Doom is a villain too, but I mean,
no, I would rather see him as Doctor Doom.
Okay, so
I'll get back to it.
Yeah.
So what's the other speculation character?
Well, I'll tell you when we get there. So that's Blade. November 2023.
And here's one thing I've said. If you want to do Doom really good, if you really, really want to do Doom really good, you give him his own series. Give Doom his own fucking series. Because it's a good way to introduce Doom as a character. Because not only that he's a villain, but he's a very unique villain. And the fact that he has his own nation, his own country, and stuff like that, you can't just do a one-off with Doom. You can't.
Hold your thoughts. Patience.
Okay, but I'm just trying to get it because we're already like another.
I'm trying to brush through these. Winter 2023 to 2024. We get the Agatha Coven of Chaos, which is Agatha Christie, Catherine Hahn, returning to reprise her role as Agatha Christie.
Okay, let's go.
Spring 2024, we get the 18-episode series of Daredevil: Born Again. Returning Charlie Cox, Matthew Murdock returning. I can't wait for that. Amazing. And then to round up Phase 5, we get in May 3rd, 2024, Captain America: New World Order with Sam Wilson as Captain America. And then the last movie of Phase 5 is July 28th, 2024. It's the Thunderbolts. And then here's where we get into the good stuff. Phase 6. There wasn't a lot announced for Phase 6. I'm going to list all 3 movies, and then we'll talk about it, and then we'll end the show. To start off, in November 8th, 2024, Fantastic Four.
Okay.
Space. May 2nd, 2025, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
In the same year of that, 2025,
another
November 7th, Avengers: Secret War. Mm-hmm. So, going back to the Doom thing, people are speculating that Dr. Doom is going to be probably one of the biggest villains we're going to have in the MCU, aside from Thanos. That Kang is going to introduce him. That Kang is going to be the one to introduce him as far as the Kang Dynasty, and that Dr. Doom is going to be kind of the big bad throughout this, throughout Phase 6. Yeah, I agree with you. I think Anthony Starr would be an amazing fit for Dr. Doom. I would love to see him in Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness when you see Reed Richards, the little teleport thing he's using, the little square thing, is apparently a Dr. Doom thing. Yeah. That's his thing that he created. So in that universe, he's already there.
He's already there.
And also too, John Krasinski is not playing Mr. Fantastic.
Again, that was just for the fans.
Yeah. And Kevin Feige said that was for the fans. There has been rumors too that even Jason Segel from How I Met Your Mother was in talk to play the Thing. I like it. I'm okay without it. you know?
I'm okay without it.
So with all these movies that we just and shows announced, whatever. And granted too, most of the stuff that's always announced, most stuff kind of comes to light. Some stuff doesn't.
So another thing I also heard was Ryan Gosling wants to be in the MCU, or
as
apparently he does, as Ken Barbie. Apparently wants to be in the MCU, but he said the character that he would love to play is Ghost Rider. What were you thinking about that?
He's not Mexican.
Well, Ghost Rider, the first Ghost Rider wasn't Johnny Blaze. There's been multiple Ghost Riders.
That is a white name.
And Johnny Blaze was teased in She-Hulk. There is a poster that says that it's like in a movie theater, and it says Johnny Blaze, and it's got an actor on there. I mean, we can't really see who the actor is, but
interesting. And also too, where does Deadpool fall in all this? Because if we're supposed to get a Deadpool movie sometime soon.
I mean, I don't know. I mean,
there's a lot up in the air. I mean,
hopefully, I would hope maybe Deadpool can also fall into She-Hulk.
Yeah,
since, it's a fourth wall breaking.
Again, like all these movies, again, I'm excited for it. I mean, Avengers: The Kang Dynasty and then Secret Wars. I mean, come on, like that's 2 more Avengers movies in the same year. I mean, why not? I love it, And And if we have to get to a whole nother phase with all these other movies and everything, like to get through there, awesome. The Thunderbolts, cool. Captain America, awesome. Daredevil, I love it. You know, like let's do it. I'm excited to see what we're gonna get and decide to see where it's gonna go. At this point in time, I can't really say much about it because I don't know what's gonna happen.
Yeah,
same
here.
So,
but you know, what did you say his name was from The Boys? I always forget his name.
Anthony Starr.
Anthony Starr. I think he would. I would rather him play Doctor Doom than just a one-off as Dracula.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he's such an amazing actor. He's such a good. He would fit Doctor Doom so good. I think he would.
So the same podcast that kind of had that rumor about Henry Cavill coming as Superman, he had COVID, and it kind of came true that he had COVID or whatever. They also had another rumor that like Doctor Doom and Sue Storm are already cast. They're already cast. They already got locked down their cast. It's already been announced that Anthony Starr has been in talks with Marvel. They just don't know what he's cast as yet. The only reason why they didn't announce.
Dude, look at those eyes, bro. That's totally Doctor Doom.
The only reason they didn't announce Doctor Doom and Sue Storm is because they want to announce them all together. Which makes sense.
Yeah.
So,
totally.
I buy into that. I would really love to see Anthony Starr as Doctor Doom. I think he would be amazing. He is scary.
And again, if you want to do Doctor Doom good, you give him his own series. You give him his own series like the way you gave Loki his own series. Mm-hmm. You give him his own series so that you could develop that character. Because that character is so unique in itself. I mean, they even do a Doom 2022 in the comics, like a future Doctor Doom as well. So it's like the character in itself is so unique. And you can't just do a one-off with Doctor Doom. He's got to be like the main villain of something.
Yeah.
And to give him his own series, oh my God, dude, that would be so fucking amazing. Like, I mean,
hopefully
there's
by then,
so much you could do with that character.
Hopefully by then they kind of crack the code with these. Either if they can do 6 episodes, they kind of crack the code, do a little longer episodes as far as like time wise, or they can do a little more episodes. Bump it up to 10, bump it up to even 8. But just kind of flesh it out a little more. Like enough of these 6 episodes, rush type of things.
And if they introduce Doctor Doom and Blade, they don't. I hope that they don't introduce him as Doctor Doom, but only as what's his fucking name? Victor Von Doom.
Yeah. So I'm really excited to see what's going on. What's going to happen with these.
And then at the end of the movie, he becomes Doom, and then you do this series. Yeah. Boom. Hire me, Disney.
All right, you got to go picture.
Got a go picture there. You got a good series there. Let's go. Come on.
All right, guys. Well, that's enough. Today we're running a little long on time, so we're gonna cut this thing short.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna cut it.
I mean, not short. It's been long. We're gonna cut it. We're cutting this thing. We're cutting it off. Let's go.
Okay. Get your newspapers here. We're cutting it short here. All right.
Guys, follow us on Instagram. Follow us on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, everywhere some podcasts. Leave us a like. Leave us a comment. We'll respond to you guys. Thank you guys for listening. Check out the Roadmap Brewing Company, the Craven Cottage,
and hashtag beer.
Yes, amazing beers. Go to Roadmap, check out some beers. Other than that, man, I'm good to go. Thank you guys for listening. I'm Eddie.
I'm Steven.
See you guys later. Peace. Cheers. All love. Let's go.